Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Natasha Balkis and my number is 256. And also my friend Nabila Elsha Putri and her number is 264. We want to present here about one Muslim scientist, namely Al-Battani. So, what will do we present? The first, Biography of Al-Battani, and the second, Al-Battani's contribution to the world and Islam, and the last, the lesson we can get from Al-Battani. So, the first, the Biography of Al-Battani. Al-Battani is sometimes known by a Latinized version of his name, being Al-Battanius, Al-Battani, or Albertanius. His full name was Abu Abdullah Muhammad ibn Jabir ibn Sinan al-Raqi al-Harani al-Sabi al-Battani. Al-Battani's father was Jabir ibn Sinan al-Harani, who had a high reputation as an instrument maker in Haran. Name makes the identification certain that Al-Battani himself was skilled in among astronomical instruments, and there is a good indication that he learns these skills from his father. Abdullah Muhammad ibn Jabir ibn Sinan al-Battani al-Harani was born around 858 CE in Haran. Battani was first educated by his father Jabir ibn Sinan al-Battani, who also was a well-known scientist. He then moved to Raqqa, situated on the bank of Euphrates, where he received an advanced education and later flourished as a scholar. At the beginning of the 9th century, he migrated to Samarra, where he worked till the end of his life. His family had been members of the Sabian sect, a Levigian sect of stars worshippers from Haran. Being worshippers of the stars meant that the Sabian had a strong motivation for the study of astronomy. Al-Battani, unlike Tabir, another mathematician from his hometown, was not a believer in the Sabian religions. His name, Abu Abdullah Muhammad, indicated that he was certainly a Muslim. Al-Battani made remarkably accurate astronomical observation at Antioch and Al-Raqqa in Syria. The town of Al-Raqqa, where most of Al-Battani observations were made, became prosperous when Caliph Harun al-Rashid built several palaces there. Historians all agree that Al-Battani passed away in 317 Hijriah near the city of Mosul in Iraq. He was regarded as one of the most famous Arab astronomers. He dedicated all his life until his death to the observation of planets and stars. And the next will be presented by my friends Nabila Elsha Putri.
Okay, thank you for Natasha. Now, we will go back to presentations. Do you know why Al-Battani is so famous in the world and Islam? What is his contribution? So, this is a little story about his contribution. The first person who wrote a 10th century survey of Muslim culture describes Al-Battani as one of the famous observers and a leader in geometry, theoretical and practical astronomy and astrology. He composed work on astronomy with tables containing his own observations of the sun and moon and a more accurate description of their motions than that given in Ptolemy Almagest. The main achievements of Al-Battani are: first, a cataloged 489 stars. Second, he refines the existing values for the length of the year, which he gave as 365 days, 5 hours, 46 minutes, 24 seconds, and of the seasons. Third, he calculated 54.5 minutes per year for the precession of the equinoxes and obtained the value of 23 degrees 35 seconds for the inclination of the ecliptic. Rather than using geometrical methods as other scientists had done, Al-Battani used trigonometric methods, which were an important advancement. Al-Battani showed that the farthest distance of the Sun from the Earth varies, and as a result, annular eclipses of the Sun are possible as well as total eclipses. Al-Battani is important in the development of science for a number of reasons, but one of these must be the large influence his work had on scientists such as Tycho Brahe, Kepler, Galileo, and Copernicus. After that, what will the lessons can we get from Al-Battani? First, we must be diligent in learning from an early age to be a successful person. Informally, Al-Battani was educated by his father, who was also a scientist. Since childhood, he has shown interest in the scientific field that his father was in. Interest in objects in the sky made Al-Battani then pursue the field of astronomy. Second, we can have something even though it's not something we like. Asian mathematics was considered to be the basis of all science, although at first Al-Battani was not very fond of mathematics, but after he pursued mathematics, he actually had talent in that field, so that he could become a famous scientist. Third, we must be able to utilize technology properly, correctly, and intelligently in order to produce a work that is useful for many people. In ancient times, when technology was not as sophisticated as today, and Al-Battani could find such detailed calculations so that he could find various kinds of inventions such as the discovery of the velocity of time on Earth. I think that's all our presentations. Thank you for your attention. Sorry for our mistakes. See you next time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.